Welcome back to the channel, Kookz. Today on the Van Kookz channel, we are talking about power and power packs, and we have a Bluetti 537 watt-hour battery pack, and it's the EB55. And we like to talk a lot about these because they are part of our everyday life. If you are trying to make money on the road, you will probably need one of these. If you are trying to do school from the road, you will probably need one of these. So we talked about them a lot, and we're really excited to look at this Bluetti and see what the new features are and some of the new things that are coming out. So let's get into it. I'm excited to see what these look like. They just keep getting sleeker and smaller and more efficient for their size. So I am excited to see what is out on the market today. So this is their power adapter. You have some cords that go to your solar panel with it kind of looks like a proprietary plug at the moment. We'll see what the deal is there. And a bunch of other things to hook into your car or to a AC. Let's see what else is in here. Ooh, cool. All right, so first impressions already is I like it. One of the things that I like so far is that this is so simple too, and it's so huge in a van because space is everything in a van. The handle folds in and out. It doesn't take up so much space that you need to like have a bigger space to put it in. We already are tight on space in a van, so simple things like that are huge. So I like that. And then right underneath that, which is really cool because I never get to use these things, but I have a phone that charges by wireless docking. So I'm just gonna turn this on here. Oh, it already has a cool display too. I like that. And then you can just put your phone on there and it'll start charging. And that's easy. I don't need to utilize any of these USB ports for my phone, which is awesome. And the cool thing that I see here is this is a USB-C 100 watt. Usually the highest ones that I've seen are like 60 watts, and our computers usually pull about 45 watts to 60 watts. So I utilize this a lot with my MacBook Pro, so that's awesome. And a lot of the units will turn off. The cool thing about having a USB-C and a MacBook Pro is most of the times you need to use the power adapter that comes with your computer. But when you have one of these, you can bypass that and just charge your computer through that. And most times with these units, you will have to have, you can't have this running at the same time that you have your solar running. So it's not like you can just take energy from the sun and put it into your computer right away. You have to have one or the other, solar coming in or power going out to your computer. So it's really cool to have the USB-C, and I love how a lot of new things are putting that in there because technology is moving towards USB-C, so that's awesome. It also has a DC output, kind of like what your car cigarette lighter style charging. And then it also has some 12 volt 10 amp, I'm not sure what those are called, like male ports, female ports there for a male port going in. It also has 4 AC outlets, which is huge. That's so many AC outlets. We really max these out, and I can't wait to max this one out. This one has like a 700 watt surge. Like I said, it was a 537 to start off with. So some electronics will surge when they're starting up and then come back down. So when you have that surge allowance, that's great. Like I said, I really like it. It's really sleek. I like how that turns off. A lot of the displays will kind of disrupt your sleep while you're in a van. We really like it really dark. So when the display is always on, we cover a lot of our displays or lights, indicator lights in our van when we are sleeping. So the fact that that times off is awesome. We love that. And that is something that a lot of these things overlook, is that a lot of people don't want the display on all the time. So I love how that powers off. And over here is the input. So it looks like there is a MPPT port here, and then also an adapter for a 10 amp, again, 25 to 28 volt plug there. And you got all of your adapters here for that. Another thing that I like about this unit is the size, the sleekness. Like I said, this folding down is great. For the 500 watt hour range, it's, has so many outlets. It's a really good size. We can look at the Rock Pals, which we have a review up on the website, and we do like this one. This is in the 500 range as well, but like we said, we don't like this handle. It gets really obnoxious to try and fit it into the place where it goes. Like my hand always gets pinched because it's real tight. So, and this only has two outlets. It has the USB-C, which is a 45 watt. That one's 100. This one has two USB outlets, and then it has a quick charging USB outlet 3.0. And then it also has the 12. We don't use that often, but it's nice to have when you do use it. This one already has way more features than the Rock Pals. The Rock Pals is a really good deal, but I would say if you're shopping for it, this would probably be your best bet because it is newer. It does have the wireless charging port. It does have much more AC and such a tight, compact unit. I really like it so far. And I'm gonna let Kevin talk about the particulars.
So we kind of got the rundown, the first impressions. It looks like it passed Danny's test, so now it's on to me. A lot of these units, sometimes they take a long time to charge and then they deplete pretty fastly if you're using them. So sometimes that doesn't really make them worth charging. If you're charging some of these units like the Jackery and the Rock Pals, they take about 7 to 8 hours to charge, and you can sometimes drain them in 2 to 3 hours. So that's not very efficient in my book, and I'm not really that excited about those units. But this unit actually has a 200 watt input on the solar and a 200 watt input on the AC, and you can simultaneously charge AC and solar, so you can get a 400 watt charge from your 200 watt panel and your AC outlets, and I think it charges around 2.3 hours. That's incredible. That's probably some of the fastest charge time on some of these in the market. And the 200 watt solar input is also really cool because most of these units you're going to find are 100 watt input, and they'll take 4 to 6 hours to charge. And if you're running two computers and you're doing some editing and you got your phones charging and you're just using this thing, you'll see that the battery depletes pretty quickly. So you're going to want that depletion time to be relatively equal to the charge time. And I think that this having the 400 watt input makes this thing stand out more than any other ones we've ever reviewed. But I think it says it can charge in about 3 hours off the 200 watt solar. So that's another thumbs up. It's Kook certified, almost. Let's see how it works out on the campsite. All right, before we headed out, I wanted to test to see if I could really charge off the wall more than 200 watts. So I do not have more than a 100 watt solar panel. So we're gonna plug in the AC adapter, see where that brings in. We're at the 200, and then I have my Rock Pals 100 watt solar panel out, and I have my cord here. Let's see what happens here. It should jump up. I don't think I'll get 300. I should get like 280 or 270. There you go. I mean, that's going to drastically improve the charge time. And if I had a 200 watt panel, I could boost this all the way up to 400 watts, and then it says it charges in about 2.3 hours. So that is one of the most impressive things about this unit. I just wanted to show you guys that and test that before we took it outside, but that's pretty cool. So we've been testing this Bluetti EB55 portable power station for quite a while now, and it's definitely withstood the initial test. It's a really nice unit. We actually really like it a lot. One of the things I really like about it is it has MC4 connectors for the solar input here, so you can run up to 200 watts of solar off this unit, which is really cool because most of them only have about 100 watt max input. So this can do 200 watts. I use this Rock Pals solar panel. I don't love it. It doesn't have a stand. It doesn't stay up, but I'm really glad I have it, and I'm glad it came equipped with the MC4s. So that is one thing to note. A lot of these solar panels, they just come with like a 12 volt input jack, and you're gonna need MC4 connections because the actual unit itself comes with the MC4 connection for the charging. So this is what it comes with. And so you're going to need a panel. Make sure you buy a panel that has the MC4 connectors. That's very important because otherwise your existing panel might not work for this system. but it's really great. One thing I also really like is you can turn the display on and off. So right now we're barely charging. I don't have the panel in the sun, but I'm still getting about 20 watts, 30 watts. When you put it out in the sun off this panel, I can get about 78 watts off it. That's the most I've ever gotten. But yeah, overall it works really good. It's a 537 watt hour battery bank, 24 amp hour, and it really helps us get through a lot of stuff. Like if you're living in your van and you're considering one of these units, something nice is you will want something larger around the 24 amp hour range, because you don't always have sun, and we've had a few pretty rainy thunderstorm days out here and we weren't getting sun for a while, and we ended up having to power our refrigerator off of this unit, and it can power it through the night. So it's great to have some backup power in the van, and this Bluetti does the trick. So it's really nice to have that fast charge. I love it. If I go to like a library or somewhere with an outlet, I can plug this unit in and know that I can charge it and not have to be there all day. So that's really cool. It takes about 8 hours for me to charge it off my solar panel out in full sun. But yeah, it's great. It peaks at about 700 watts. So if you're using like a small blender or something like that and powering just anything you need at your campsite or in your van, it's been very reliable for us, and we've had it for a few months, and we get a lot of these power packs and these companies want us to make reviews, but I feel we can't really make a review till we've actually used the product. But we've been out here using it, and it's actually one of our favorite power packs we've ever had. It's really nice too if you have one of those fancy new phones. It does the wireless charging on the top, and I think it's great. And if it's a little more expensive, but it's definitely built better. We've had the off-brands like the Rock Pals and the Bluettii and some other ones, but this one's definitely built better. It's the nicest pack we've reviewed yet. I give it the Kook Certification. This is a great power pack. There's not much more I can say about it. I just really think they're great for van lifers to have these, because sometimes you don't have power and this thing's going to get you out of a sticky situation. So I know there's a lot of portable power stations out there in the market. I'm not getting paid or anything by Bluetti. They just send them and have us test them, and I'm just giving honest feedback. So thank you so much for watching. There's links in the description and more product details. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.